landscape. I knew it would take you a second, and then you'd know exactly what I'm saying.
Oh my god, fuck off. Welcome to the Unrealistic Elephant Podcast.
Back to some confused Matthew stuff.
Oh, incredible.
It'd be great if we got Stan on for this one, or Gabe, actually. But
it'd be way better.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Eventually, sometime. I'd love to have Gabe back.
Yeah, I should contact Gabe again.
Yeah. If he's... I imagine he's not listening, but if he is, we want you back.
Oh, yeah. Gaby, come back.
Gaby, come back.
You can blame it all on me.
And me.
And me.
All right. Well, yeah. Welcome back to the Unrealistic Elephant Podcast. So yeah, it's been another month.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're back.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Tends to be how months work on the Unrealistic Elephant Podcast. We disperse.
So yeah, I think before we get into the movie, I was actually thinking maybe we could go over a couple of the things. You know, we've seen this month, things that we...
Sure, I'll just get up my Letterboxd.
Yeah, that sounds great.
That, so.
And I'll do the same thing, and I'll just...
You've stopped using Letterboxd this recently.
I have not. I've been batch reviewing things. Like at the end of the week, I'll just be like, and I did this on this day, and this on this day. Yeah. Okay, there we go.
Okay, are we just talking about new movies, or like everything I've seen this month?
Well, yeah. Well, not just new movies. Let's talk about everything we've taken a look at.
Okay. The most recent movie I watched this month was Evil Dead Burn.
Oh yeah, I didn't get a chance to go to that with you. So what'd you think of that?
It was okay. It was, in my opinion, it was. I mean, nothing really compares to the Sam Raimi trilogy, but out of these newer films, I thought it was better than the 2013 one, but not as good as Evil Dead Rise.
Some people really like that 2013 one.
Yeah, but some people really don't as well.
Yeah, it's really divisive.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know that there was people that really liked it. Most of the reception I hear was like, "Oh, it was okay," or "Man, that was shit." But
I've seen a couple select people who are just like, "Yeah, this captures the feeling exactly," and it's like, I can sort of like with I remember the tongue scene with the electric knife. Yeah. I remember there was some good stuff in there, but it didn't hit as hard. Yeah. I really liked Rise. Yeah, Rise was awesome.
Yeah, Rise I really liked too, and this feels like a sequel to Rise, but it is by a different director. It seems like Evil Dead seems to be the new franchise where they're putting people who are up and coming film directors. Like Sam Raimi seems to find a director that made a movie that he liked, and then he's like, "Hey, do you want to do a new Evil Dead movie?"
Which is awesome.
Yeah,
because
exactly. If you're gonna bring out the franchise and drag it out, I think giving it to new voices and talents feels like a good way to actually do that.
And the fact that Evil Dead, I know that in the 2013 one, it was it was the Necronomicon, but then there was another book in Rise. They do the sort of the same thing, or
the book in Rise is the Necronomicon, I believe.
It is?
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken.
I remember. I could have swore it was
I'm sorry, in Burn.
In Burn.
But I don't remember what it was in Rise, honestly. But I think that it was using.
But yeah, it's a great way to sort of people talk about the legacy of franchises like this, but it's those first three movies are there. They're always going to be there. Exactly. Why not use that to
and the TV show?
And the TV show.
If you like one of the movies and you want more of them, then watch the TV show.
Yeah, watch Ash.
Yeah, and you will be fine. And I hear that they're doing. I don't know if they're doing a continuation or an animated series. Or
I really hope so.
That, but
didn't Bruce Campbell say he has cancer or something?
Yeah, that came out a little bit last year. I think.
I really hope that they. Yeah, I really hope they wring all of the ash out of him. They can't. That's horrible. Oh my god. But no, it's great that he's still doing the.
I think Evil Dead Burn is a movie where, if the year wasn't so packed with like all these other horror movies that are way better, then I'd probably like recommend it a little bit more highly. But I'd say that you should maybe watch it when it comes to like streaming or something.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not a rush out and see kind of thing.
Yeah. Turning back the clock a little bit, I checked out I checked out Roadhouse for the first time.
I've never seen that, so.
You've never seen? It's a pretty fucking fun B movie. Like, it's really funny. Patrick Swayze's fucking great in it. I guess I learned that back when this movie came out, it was nominated for like 5 different Razzies. Like, people fucking hated it.
Yeah.
And now it's like this beloved movie. I had no idea that it was so widely panned at first. But it's a lot of fun. Like, it has, I think, the stupidest love interest I think I've ever seen in one of these stupid B movies. But it's a lot of fun. I think that this movie sort of caters to me. It's like turn your brain off, stupid, like get into fights, talk about the fights, and then get into another fight type movies. But like the drama isn't like super gripping or anything, but it's enjoyable enough. Like I was engaged the entire time. I mean, Patrick Swayze's great in it. Sam Elliott is in that movie as like his mentor, which is weird because usually I see him playing like older fella, but he is like an older guy, but he's like a way rougher, like type of dude. Yeah. And it's like, yeah, it sort of all came together in a sort of way I can't really describe. I guess that makes it sound like it's this ephemeral experience. It was a pretty good movie. It was a solid 3 out of 5, but it's the 3 out of 5 that you really, really remember. Okay, I guess.
I see. Yeah, I see what you mean.
Really memorable 3 out of 5. So I liked Roadhouse. I liked that a lot.
And then we both saw The Odyssey.
Yes,
that was what I saw.
That was the big movie of this month. I guess Spider-Man's coming out before on like the day before this episode comes out, I guess. So
is it? Okay.
Yeah, but I was gonna say the Odyssey. Even if Spider-Man's coming out, I feel like the Odyssey is probably the biggest movie that's coming out this month.
Maybe. I honestly don't know about that. We'll have to see.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll have to. Yeah.
Yeah, but the Odyssey. So you and I are not Chris Nolan stans by any means. No, but we do enjoy some of his movies occasionally.
Yeah, it's very hit and miss.
Yeah. And this was a movie that I liked, but I didn't love. And, I would say you kind of sounded like the same when we came out of it, too. So.
Yeah, it was... I liked certain things about it. I liked some... I think it gets better as it goes along.
I would say that's true, too.
It's a rough start. I was like I was not that on the fence at the beginning. Yeah. Like for the first like 40 minutes, I was like, okay, well if this is the whole movie, then I'm like checking out. But then it did pick up and things got a lot more interesting. The story itself was decently adapted. Yeah.
Well, I haven't read the Odyssey, so I don't know
exactly
how close it is, but I can definitely see why it was so influential, like watching the movie. I just don't know if a feature film is necessarily the best format for an episodic story like that, where they go to an island and they find a creature, and then the creature starts to attack them, and then they run away from the island, rinse, recycle, repeat for like half the movie.
Why doesn't does Chris Nolan just afraid of? Like, I understand that he's a filmmaker, but like he could do like a mini series or something. I would watch that. Yeah. Give this room to breathe, which is insane to say for an almost 3 hour long movie, but give it room to breathe. It didn't have enough time to do what it was doing.
Yeah, that's the funny thing too, is that I hear from a lot of people that their criticism is that, well, it was about a half hour too long, and it's like, but I don't even know if that's what I would say the problem is, because it's like, if you watch it, you can tell that there's more subtext to the scenes that are not in the movie. Exactly. Like, you can tell there's things left out. And but I don't want to be too negative, because and I think also to your earlier point, that I don't think the reason that he made it a miniseries is because Christopher Nolan really wants you to see all of his stuff in IMAX. And so,
yeah, exactly. You can't go see that. Yeah.
But
and you know what? Maybe this is a fucking ephemeral experience in IMAX, but we don't have IMAX here, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. I enjoyed it. I just think it didn't grip me as much. Like especially in the beginning, like the there's the Cyclops scene, and the Cyclops that was sort of going to be like the point where I was like, okay, so what are we doing here? And it really did feel like they were just hurrying along, and things sort of felt half-baked. And it's like, how does something 3 hours long feel half-baked? But again, near the end, like getting closer to the climax of the movie, it's really engaging. I'm really I think that the dynamics between Matt Damon and
Matt Damon was really good in the movie. Like,
I was gonna say, I'm not a Matt Damon fan, but he did really well.
I'm usually kind of like indifferent to him. Like, I wouldn't say like
he's a white bread. He's like the white bread of actors. He's the 2% milk of actors. It's like you need to have a little bit to strengthen your bones. But actually, too much, you'll fuck yourself up.
Actually, speaking of Spider-Man, did you find that Tom Holland just sounded like a person from like the 2010s when you were watching Odyssey? Like,
that was a big problem a lot of people had. Well, that's the big that was the big crux of like all the discourse going into that movie. Everyone was like, this is not he calls Odysseus dad, and he calls Penelope mom, which feels. I'm fine with like historical inaccuracies. Like, people are like, oh, the helmets don't look accurate to Roman soldiers. It's not real. There's a big Cyclops that's like fucking 50 feet tall. There you go. Like, you don't have to. Like when you look at Agamemnon,
even there was also like on an island. Like, it was kind of like an alternate reality, so it's not even like you could make the argument that the way that the helmets are shaped are based on the evolution of what they were from the original Roman culture. But anyway,
it's clearly they're going for a fantasy style. They're going for more of a vibe than the historical accuracy, which I can appreciate.
But there was some good fun performances. I liked that. Anne Hathaway. I thought she was the best part of the movie.
Oh, she was acting fantastic. Her ass off. And she was doing a really good job.
I also liked Robert Pattinson's impression of Joffrey from Game of Thrones. That's what I felt I was watching. But I said that in a loving way.
He was having a lot of fun. Honestly, this is a great fucking year for Rob Pat. He is having a great fucking year. If Batman Part 2 or whatever dropped this year, it would be the best year of his whole career. He's great. I think it's so fun. I think it's reductive to talk about how like, oh, this guy was Edward in Twilight, and now he is a movie guy, and people like him. Like, he was always way more than that. But it's good to see this sort of thing happen. Like, because it's so hard.
Twilight, he was like in Harry Potter and stuff like that. So, like, he was like, the tween kind of go-to guy.
Exactly. So. He was very much like, I guess typecast, I guess would be the term, into this sort of role. But he's really broken out of that. He's really come into his own, and he's shown that he's a really good fucking actor. And he had a lot of fun playing a villain in this. I think usually he likes to play like sort of like a leading man, but he plays a good villain. I really did enjoy his performance.
And I did think, like, even though I have some criticisms toward Tom Holland and all that, like, I didn't think that he was bad. I just felt like he was like out of place. But anyway, it was I thought that as an ensemble piece, it really worked. I just wish that, I can tell there's more subtext to the like scenes that happen, and I wish that they were there. But there is like a lot of really cool stuff that happens in the movie, like, even like the witch who like turns them into pigs.
Okay, like that. That's the best fucking effect is Cersei turning all of Odysseus's men into pigs. It's this weird, like, she's like molding them like clay. She grabs the bottom of the top of his mouth and like pulls the snout out. It's like, oh my god, that looks so good, and then the Cyclops looks kind of doofy and stupid. It's all over the place.
Yeah, I know. Like, it was actually reminding me of Spirited Away, and I say that in a highly complimentary way.
Yeah,
where they were like turning into
absolutely,
pigs.
Like, absolutely.
So like, but so Odyssey, I'd say, is probably worth watching. Probably even worth watching in theaters, but it's not one of my favorites of the year.
Hold out for the AI generated Elon Musk version that he's going to be making, because I bet
it on Mars.
I'll tell you, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to like the Odyssey. I know I'm going to like that one, but not for the reasons that he wants.
Right.
Oh fuck. Other than and I guess the only other one, the most pronounced one that I want to bring up is we both watched the new short film by Don Hertzfeldt.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I almost don't want to talk about it too much because
It's called Paper Trail, though.
It's called Paper Trail. And if you are able to, check this out because it is... Don Hertzfeldt is famously, between me and Ian, is like one of our favorite fucking creators ever. Like, he is just... He can evoke so much emotion with so little effort. I guess it probably takes a lot of effort, but he makes it look easy.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially in this movie, which is such a simple concept, but it just there's a point in this movie where you just feel your gut fucking sink.
Yeah.
And it is just the worst feeling in the world. And I say that again, very complimentary. Please check it out because he can do no wrong, honestly. Yeah. Like, he is literally a genius. Like, I don't want to overstate it, but it's incredibly good. Probably the best movie I've seen this year.
I would say agree.
I'm gonna say definitely check out Paper Trail.
Actually, since we're on the topic, like, the reason I found out about Paper Trail is because I was watching one of Joel Haver's videos.
Okay.
And then I was like, okay, I'm going to check out one of the movies Joel Haver made finally. So I watched Pretend That You Love Me.
Okay.
And that is a really good movie. You should check that out. Like, the way, like, I was surprised at how much I ended up liking it.
Really?
And I don't want to, like, it's not what you think it is when you start watching it.
Okay.
There's a different, like, it goes in a different direction than I was really expecting. But yeah, I need to check out more Joel Haver's stuff. But
for sure, I'm definitely going to check out his stuff now.
Yeah.
I had no idea that, like, because I was familiar with him on YouTube, but I wasn't familiar with his game. Like, that's
he has a second channel called Joel Talks Movies or something like that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and but like, he has his first channel which he like produces movies on, and like, even he did something with Matt and Jay after Nirvana the Band, the show, and the movie came out. And
yeah,
did,
that
like,
was awesome.
So yeah, he's
clearly cool.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Honestly.
Like, I totally respect Joel Haver. I need to get more into his stuff. Like, I'm really into his stuff actually, but I need to consume more of it, I guess would be the better way.
Yeah,
to say.
exactly.
Yeah. So
but yeah,
Minions and Monsters. We did see that this month.
That was pretty good. I enjoyed that. It was a Minions movie, but it had a lot more heart than any of the other.
Yeah. You can tell watching
movies.
it that the people that were making it really had a passion for like silent movies and stuff like that. And I'm glad too, because like, most, even like kids cartoons nowadays are just whatever. What do they usually reference? Like Star Wars, Harry Potter.
It's like the same
big things
shit
in the pop culture zeitgeist, and it's just like, well, I'm glad to see that there's a kids movie that's not afraid to reference a bunch of George Milets and fucking Charlie Chaplin.
Oh, there's such a great Charlie Chaplin reference in this.
Yeah, the Modern Times reference is really good.
Oh, but, so good. Oh, very, very, very good. This one also has the Cyclops in it, and I like the Cyclops in this better than in the Odyssey.
That's a good point, actually.
And also think it's fucking weird that in 2026, Illumination released 2 movies. One of them was Super Mario Galaxy, and one was Minions and Monsters, and Minions and Monsters was the good one.
Yeah, exactly. That's what a weird
fucking dimension did we slip into? But anyway, Minions and Monsters was good. And I guess the last one I'll say is I watched The Lighthouse again, if we're talking about Robert Pattinson. I rewatched it. That movie's still so fucking good.
Yeah, I really like that movie.
That's less a Robert Pattinson movie than it is a Willem Dafoe movie, because he fucking eats that movie alive. He is giving the performance of his fucking life. But yeah, if you haven't seen, I guess, The Lighthouse from fucking almost... 7 years ago? Go watch it.
Okay, I'll just do it like a rapid fire.
Yeah. What else? So, you've watched more than me, clearly.
Probably, yeah. But I'm just doing my feature length ones. I'm not going to go into all my fucking Fleischer shit and all the other things I've been watching. But so we're all going to the World's Fair. That was a movie from what's her name? Jane Schoenbrunn. Jane Schoenbrunn. Yeah. So that's the same person who did. I saw the TV Glow.
Yeah.
And then after, they're doing a new movie this month.
Oh, really?
Or next month, I think it's coming out, called Camp Mishima or something like that.
Oh, I think I've heard of that, but I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, so We're All Going to the World's Fair was her first movie. It was okay. I think I liked I Saw the TV Glow a little bit more. And even I Saw the TV Glow I wasn't the biggest fan of. But I think she has talent. I'm interested to see
there's
their
something
other
there.
Yeah, and you know, it's a very interesting movie. You can watch it on Criterion for free. Serpent's Path, we both watched that, and we watched Chime, the Kiyoshi Kurosawa movies, and so that was your introduction to Kiyoshi Kurosawa.
And I watched Cure, that's that, and fucking I'm so in on that. I'm gonna be checking out so much. I already am looking forward to watching like Pulse and or I think it's called Cairo or is that a different?
Yeah, no, that's
Cairo.
But the thing is, and I actually, when we went to go see it. Or when we went to go see Serpent's Path, I was talking to the other people in line, and I told them, like, Cairo doesn't mean pulse in Japanese. Cairo means circuit. So, like, it technically has a different title in Japanese, but...
I guess pulse is a better title,
No, it's actually not. Like, if you watch the movie, circuit makes more sense, but...
Okay, well, there you go.
Yeah. So, I don't want to bring this up, but Fixed, the fucking Jenny D. Tartakovsky movie on Netflix. I watched that this month.
Yeah, how was that?
Yeah, it was bad. It was really, really bad.
I don't know a whole lot about this, actually.
Yeah, but it's probably for the best. But it's just it's just crazy to me that he released that the same year that he released... Or, well, not the same year. It was, I guess, a few months after, though, where he released Primal Season 5, or Season 3. And Primal Season 3 was so good. But, like, yeah.
I guess the range. You gotta have range.
Yeah.
You gotta be able to make good shit and bad shit.
So, Leviticus we saw.
Leviticus was good.
Yeah. Again, it kind of suffers, like what I was saying with Evil Dead Burn, where there's just so many horror movies coming out this, like, year. Yeah. And it's hard to, like, really stand out unless you're, like, at the top.
Yeah.
But I'd still say Leviticus is good if you're into that. And I would say...
I enjoyed it a lot. It's a very good... I think it depicts sort of the experience of, like, growing up gay that really, really well. A lot of very good vibes in this movie. I guess not good vibes, but like the vibes are like they come through very well.
Yeah,
they're horrible vibes, but it feels suffocating.
Yeah,
which is exactly how I think you're supposed to feel.
Let's see. I watched Steamboat Bill Jr., the Buster Keaton movie.
Okay,
might as well talk about that. It's actually funny. I didn't really know this. But when I watched it, I'm pretty sure that Steamboat Willie is like a parody title of this. Cause, like,
that makes sense.
You know, like Bill Jr.
Like
even at one point, they even call him Willie. So in the movie, so
there you go.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this is based on, or that Steamboat Willie was. At least the title was parodying Steamboat Bill Jr. But excellent movie.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely worth checking out. One of Buster Keaton's best. Hoppers, the Pixar movie I watched this month.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I really like that.
Oh, really?
I like that a lot more than I was even expecting.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a really, really funny movie. It's really energetic. It's I liked it more than Toy Story 5, which came out this year. So, I mean, it might be my favorite animated movie of the year. I think I liked it more than Minions and Monsters, and I don't remember what other animated movies I've seen this year. But
would you call Paper Trail animated, technically?
Oh, yeah, but I guess I'm talking about feature
length. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and I guess The Sweet Hereafter. I watched that on Canada Day because it's a Canadian movie, so it's like... And yeah, that's worth checking out too. That's like about I think it's based off of a real story where like a bus went off the road with a bunch of children and like it fell into a lake.
Oh my god!
And like it was like really, but yeah, it's got Sarah Polley and a lot of the other like famous Canadian actors in it, and so it's really worth checking out. Sweet Hereafter.
That's really okay. Cool.
Yeah, it's what's the director's name? Not Adam, but Atom Egoyan. And he also did Chloe and Exotica, which I have not seen either of those, but I hear that Exotica's good.
Yeah, holy crap, yeah. That's awesome. Fuck, I need to get back into more. Legit, I was talking about how I do all my Letterboxd reviews in like batches at the end of the week. I realized I forgot to review Cure. And that's why I almost forgot to talk about it.
Oh, okay.
So now I got to go put that. There we go. All right, everything's right again.
Okay.
All right. So yeah. I guess that's the monthly recap of all the films that we've seen this month.
Yeah. Except for one.
All right. So yeah. The Naked Island.
Yes.
So what do you, like going into this, before we even get started, how did you sort of find out about this movie?
Okay, well, you know how we found out about the director, because we found out about the director together, which was it was Halloween night in 2021. I looked at my Letterboxd diary, and that's what it said. And we were looking for a horror movie, and we're like, hey, I hear Onibaba is good. Mm-hmm. And so
Onibaba fucking kicks ass.
Although whether or not it's a horror movie is hotly debated, but it is a really fantastic movie. So we watched Onibaba. I was very, very impressed by it. And then I looked up the director, Kaneto Shindo, and I was like, okay, does he have like, is this a case like Ozu or Kurosawa, where all of these movies are curated and they're easily accessible to like a wider audience and stuff like that? Or is it an Obayashi case where it's like, I gotta go digging and I gotta really look into this stuff? And so I looked at his filmography, and what I kind of found was that there's maybe one other movie other than Onibaba which is kind of well known, that being Kuro Neko, which means black cat. Okay. And where I said Onibaba is debatably a horror movie, that is definitely a horror movie. Like that is definitely using the horror genre, and it's a genre piece set in the same type of like, feudal Japanese period. But it was this, very good movie. And other than that, I kind of found that, like, it is a little bit like Obayashi. Like, these are pretty obscure, movies. They're hard to find. Those two and The Naked Island was on Criterion.
Yes, thankfully.
Yeah.
I didn't have to go digging for it. It was pretty easy to watch.
I think those are the only 3 movies that are on Criterion.
Oh, wow.
And actually, speaking of Obayashi, Kaneto Shindo was a resident of Hiroshima.
Oh shit!
When the bomb went off.
Shit, the bomb. And, oh my god!
So a lot of his movies deal with the theme of the aftermath of the war and everything like that.
This movie is definitely a lot.
Yeah, this movie definitely does. And actually, there's one other movie that I've seen from him outside of those 3 movies called Children of Hiroshima. And that was like filmed in Hiroshima like 5 years after the bomb. You can see like the wrecked buildings and stuff, and it's about radiation poisoning and stuff like that. Okay. Which actually, this movie goes into that a little bit too in an indirect way. But so I had seen those movies, and I think I downloaded The Naked Island while I was traveling with my parents around the U.S. because we were going on a trip to L.A. and stuff like that. Yeah. And I was like, okay, Kaneto Shindo, guy who made Onibaba, that's all I knew about it going in, is that it was made by the guy who made Onibaba.
That's all I knew.
Yeah, and so I watched it, and this is, out of the 4 movies I've seen, this is easily my favorite. And has nothing to do with the quality of the other movies, because those are all fantastic. But this, I was very impressed by the way the way that it was like a different type of experience that I was like even expecting. Not that I knew what I was expecting.
I had no idea what I was getting into. I'll tell you right now. It's an adjustment when you don't really know what this movie's deal is. It's like, I talked about The Odyssey, how like the first 40 minutes of that movie was like, I don't know if I'm liking this. There was a period at the beginning of this movie where I was like, I don't know where you're going with this, but I really hope it's going somewhere good. And I think at that very moment, I was like, okay, I see what we're doing now.
Yeah, that was kind of, going back to my original watching of it, I was kind of like, okay, so this is what we're doing. And I'm like, okay, so this is what we're doing. Yeah. It's like, okay, so, very surprising movie, just in terms, not even just in terms of how good it was, although that was a huge surprise to me too, but this, just in terms of how it tells its story, because this is a movie with no dialogue.
I would say no dialogue.
I would say no dialogue, because the only like things that are like really, spoken are like songs and stuff like that.
So
like,
at one point, the father sort of lifts his son up, and it's subtitled that he is saying something, but he's really just going or whatever. But there is like little to no, like if you consider songs dialogue, there's dialogue, but there is no spoken words.
Yeah, and I can kind of understand, because this is again the only like movie other than Kuroneko and Onibaba that's available on Criterion.
Right.
And I do understand why it's not as well known as those movies. One, because I think obviously just if you look at this here, like horror really finds an audience.
It
like,
really does. Yeah.
And secondly, even just barring that, like, how do you describe this movie to someone?
Yeah. How I would describe this movie to someone is a Japanese family goes and fetches water for an hour and 15 minutes, and then some shit goes down, and that's the end of the movie. It's so good.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I would describe it to someone.
Exactly. This movie was one where I was like, oh, man. I mean, I'm glad I recommended this for the podcast, because it is underrated, and I want to get it out there, but how am I going to, like, really describe this? Like, this
that was my first thought, is...
But I do think I have a lot of interesting things to say about it, especially in terms of the production and everything. But just in terms of like the way that this movie is told, it's this movie where you have this Japanese family that lives on this island that's off the coast of Hiroshima, and they pretty much are fetching water from the mainland and bringing it back to the island to grow their crops.
Yes.
And beyond that, they're also, doing their other daily chores, which is like, obviously the cultivation of the seeds themselves.
Yeah.
And, there's the children go to school on the mainland. And there's these, scenes where they're,
harvesting,
taking baths and, harvesting. And, they're doing all these different things, where it's really very much like they're doing these daily type of tasks that do not sound interesting.
No,
in the slightest.
And again, for the first 40 minutes, I'd say it wasn't.
Yeah.
I
don't know if it took me that long to get on board with it, but I do understand what you mean. I was like watching it, and I was kind of like, this is interesting in the sense that, like, this is not a typical lifestyle that you see portrayed.
Exactly.
And, you follow the family, and it's interesting to kind of see how the way they do things. Because, I mean, if you lived a lifestyle that was kind of like this family, you wouldn't be watching movies. So I don't think
exactly. Like, it is so divorced. Like, if you're watching a movie, you're already alienated from the way that this sort of lifestyle feels.
Yeah.
And
this was a movie where it's like very much how it's told is you see the characters doing their sort of chores and everything, and you can see them kind of doing it with pretty good proficiency in a lot of areas. And then whenever something happens that throws them off, you can kind of see how that ripples out into like the actual chores that they're doing until the end, where like there's just the big moment.
There's the big moment.
But
like it's interesting because again, this movie has no dialogue, so you don't know the characters' names. You don't really know anything, but you do after a certain point. It's like, okay, so I know how these characters feel about the chores that they are doing from how they are doing it, which is a really interesting thought. Like just from the actions of doing something, you can tell how they feel about it, and you can infer from that what kind of people they are. Yeah.
Exactly. And it is very much a I mean, this probably is that, like, I really love a lot of animated movies where there's no dialogue. Stuff like Shaun the Sheep and Flow and Robot Dreams and all those type of things.
It really needs you need to be more creative in telling a story if you don't have dialogue.
Yeah, but at least with animation, you have all these different techniques that you can emphasize things.
Exactly.
With something like live action, it's even harder to tell a cohesive story and have no dialogue and still have it have something kind of resembling a little bit of a, just a narrative, let alone something this great. And
yeah,
I was well, I guess you can go into a little bit what you thought of it.
I would love to. Yeah, I would love to. So my experience watching the movie was, I started, and about 25 minutes in, I'm like, wow, they are certainly getting some water. Like, and that is for the chores sort of vary as the movie goes along. So there's like variety, but I counted it. I think the at 40 minutes is the moment where I was sort of hooked.
Yeah.
Which again, I have to say, it like I talked about again the Odyssey. It took me 40 minutes to sort of get into it, but that movie was still just sort of okay. It really goes to show that you really can have sort of a slow opening and really hook somebody with that. Like, I've actually got it up here. I started about 25 minutes in. I started texting Avery upstairs, and I was like, "So this is the process." I just want to let you know. So I say no dialogue so far, and for 25 minutes, it's just been footage of a couple fetching water and watering crops. And then I say, she put down the buckets. She's taking the water. She's watering the crops, which is what the guy did like 2 minutes ago. Thirsty ground. Kid is fishing. More buckets. Oh my God. This movie is like a feature film version of Jack and Jill. Not the Adam Sandler movie, like the rhyme. They dead ass are going up that hill to fetch a pail of water. And I said, to be honest, the thought of taking like a 2-hour round trip journey to get water and come back sounds great. They seem to be in great physical pain, but I think I could do it. Ultimate mental health walk. And then at 40 minutes in, I text, "Oh, she fell!" and immediately I am like, "Yo, that guy smacked the shit out of her." Okay, this movie rules. And I was immediately into it. And it was like immediately I was like, "Oh my God, just that break in the action." Yeah. Like I need you to understand, I went from truthfully sort of like half scrolling on my phone to completely engrossed. Yeah. In one moment. When she drops, it's like, oh right, I forgot. I'm watching a movie where things happen. It's like things and I guess that's part of the whole thing is like, because you watch this work and it's almost mesmerizing, or it almost puts you into a trance, which is exactly how these people would feel. They would just sort of completely disassociate while they're actually doing this, because it's stuff that has to get done. Yeah. And it immediately it's like, okay, now I know in one like minute or two long scene, I know so much about this man and this woman, and inversely, like the whole family dynamic. And it's a very simple scene, but you learn so much about it just from how long it's the 40 minutes is boring, yes, but the work is boring, and it really puts you in that moment. It makes you feel like you dropped that water.
Yeah, and if I were to compare this movie to anything. And I've brought this up way too many times, and I'm just going to have to recommend it. But it is like Jane Dielman, because it is very much like that's what that movie was. It was her doing these chores, and then there was these things that were happening to her outside of her doing the chores, and then you see little discrepancies, and that movie was playing with boredom the same way that this movie's kind of playing with boredom. And, when I say boredom... watching the second time, I really wasn't bored at all. The first time, because I have expectations and I knew
exactly
how
what was going to happen.
But like a lot of with this movie, I would call it boring at points on my first watch. I think a lot of people when they watch movies and stuff, the worst thing to them ever could be that it's possibly boring.
Exactly. Yeah,
and it's like, maybe find a little bit of comfortability with that, because there's a ways that you can use the feeling of boredom. Art is like an expression of all these different emotions and stuff like that. So if boredom is one thing that they're trying to express in the movie, which I would say is the case of this, well, I wouldn't say boredom in this case. I would say monotony.
Monotony,
probably
yes.
A better way to put it.
That's a way better way to put it.
Yeah. In a movie like this where it's like, showing monotony, and it's the same thing with Jane Dielman. It is this thing where it's like, if you really take the time and you have the patience, and I know that's a big ask, and I'm not saying that and sarcastically, I do think it's a big ask to have the patience for something like this. I think that it is really rewarding whenever you do like put it out, and you do kind of like see what the point of it is supposed to be. And
it's this eureka moment. Like it clicks and the light bulb goes off and the circuit is completed. It's like, oh, this is what I've been doing. Like it's sort of like you feel like you're wasting your time until you realize the meaning.
Yeah.
And then once you realize the meaning, all of that time is now worth it.
Yeah.
Like it is such a great emotional roller coaster in yourself.
Yeah.
Like you feel like you're like, I felt like I was wasting time, truthfully, until that moment. And then I was like, oh shit, 40 minutes went by and I don't regret any of it anymore.
Yeah. And it really is kind of like this slow burn, but the slowest burns, like they fizzle up pretty bright. And so this is one thing. And another thing too, and this is something I noticed a lot more when I was watching it the second time, is that so this movie is like shot outside. It's using natural lighting.
Yeah, exactly.
If you look and you follow like the shadows for all the characters, like the sun is always like pointing in the exact right direction. Like it is so continuous, the continuity.
Wow.
Like it's so impressive. Like when they're like walking up the hill,
stuff that I wouldn't even notice.
Yeah, like I didn't notice it until the second time watching it. And just from a technical level too, this movie is so fucking beautiful. Like,
oh yeah,
like it is this beautiful, like insane, maybe one of the best looking Japanese movies I've ever seen from that time period, if not just any time period. Like it is, but then again, like I have like, my own reasons for that, because like I'm really into nature and you're
like a nature head, like a hippie, and I like the rough streets.
Well, the thing is though, it's like, so this movie's shot in black and white. I think that if this was shot in color, it would not be nearly as effective, because the film still looks beautiful. But shooting it in this like drab, like black and white style, it really like shows like it makes you feel the emotions of the characters more and more. If you were watching this in color, you'd be like, I don't know what these people are complaining about. This is just the most beautiful fucking island in the world.
Exactly, that's what I said. I said in my head, like that's what I said, Avery. I said, I feel like this looks hard. But I would like to do this. Yeah. Like the idea of walking through the Japanese countryside with buckets of water, just moving them from place to place. That sounds awesome. And I guess that comes from somebody who, is very comfortably working from home in their own house, barely has to leave to do anything. And like everything is sort of catered to them. So, of course, I'm going to think that. But the fact that it's shot in black and white, I would really think that if it was in color. I definitely agree with that.
Yeah. And actually going back to what you were saying about, like, the looking hard, like, they filled up those buckets to the brim.
Like, there was no trick.
No.
You could see the buckets. They're full of water. Every time they take a step, water sloshes around.
Yeah.
God forbid they spill any, because like they barely spill any here. Like they very much show that like this water is like gold. Like they can't waste any of it, because like of course water is everywhere, but to them it's not really the water that's the importance, it's the time. Because time is constantly, like, seasons are changing, livelihoods are at stake. It feels very tense even though not a lot is happening.
Exactly. It is this thing where it's like you really want them to get the water to the place. And it's like you really are like, no, don't drop it if there's something like that would happen. But it is this. It's funny too, because Kaneto Shindo came out years later and he said that the entire premise of the movie isn't really, like, it's flawed because sweet potatoes don't need that much water. So like it is kind of this thing, but I don't really think that takes away anything from it. Like it is.
I didn't know it was sweet potatoes. Honestly, I thought they were growing rice or something. Like.
I do think that they later on.
There's a whole sequence where they harvest the rice, and then they bag up the rice, and then they load the rice onto a boat, and then they bring the rice to the mainland to be sold. There's a whole even not talking about the water. The water is the big thing. There's lots of watering crops in this, and that is the crux. Is like the main theme. But there's a lot of other things. There's probably the most joyous part of the movie is when the kids catch a fish, and they have a whole segment where, you know, like the mood is completely different, but what's happening is still the same. They dress up, they go to the mainland, and they go to different stores looking for people to, you know, buy and I guess help them cook their fish.
Yeah,
and it's the same thing. It's them. They go somewhere, they ask, they say no. They come out and they go to another place, and we see every individual place they go to, and it's even the monotony has sort of even taken over their happy moments. Yeah, which is terrifying, but also like it doesn't feel like they are. It doesn't feel like their happiness is lessened because of that monotony. It still feels like they really appreciate one another and care for one another.
It's actually kind of funny because, like, one of the reasons I thought of using the Confused Matthew quote at the beginning is, like, the thought of Confused Matthew watching this movie, he would hate it so much and it would make me laugh.
Oh, my God.
Oh, it really would be just landscape. That would be that again. But,
oh, my God.
Yeah, and it's actually interesting because some Japanese critics have come out and said that this movie... because it actually was kind of a success back when it came out internationally. It was a big success in Japan, but it was also kind of like a success in other countries, right? As far as, you know, foreign films could be successes back then. But it
was really hard back then.
A lot of Japanese people or Japanese critics of this film came out and said that, like, it gives Westerners a skewed view of Japanese society and what it's like, and it makes them seem like really primitive people instead of technologically advanced people. And that scene where they go to Onomichi, it's kind of like, you know, that to me is like, it shows that it's just this family. Like, it's this family's story, and it's not like I judge them for being like technologically.
They're clearly living a lifestyle that makes them comfortable.
Yeah, exactly. It works for them.
And I mean,
like when they go to, that scene where they go to Onomichi and they go see like all these different places where they try to sell the fish, and you know, they're in the streets, they're watching TV from like the stores and everything.
Yeah,
and so it's
the
like
TV, which is crazy. The show that's on TV, it's like exactly what somebody who grew up on a remote island in the middle of Japan, who eats nothing but rice and fucking the fish that they catch, would think a TV show would look like.
Yeah, and again, this is, along with all of Obayashi's movies that are set there and Tokyo Story, this is one of the best movies that's made in Onomichi.
Wow.
It's just like,
it's just a fucking good place to make movies.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
It's something in the water.
I hear one of the Yakuza games is set there too, like Yakuza 6 or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so.
Yeah, it is, and I've seen. I haven't played that one, but I'm working my way up to it.
Yeah, so Onomichi just seems to be like a big hub for Japanese. Well, I don't know anymore because all the people who made those movies are dead. But you know, we'll see.
Who's to say?
Yeah, but you know, it is this thing where it's like, Kaneto Shindo had like the same type of attachment, not to Onomichi specifically, but to Hiroshima that Obayashi did, and like you can tell that comes out in this and in Children of Hiroshima, and you know, stuff like that. So
I joke with Avery a lot whenever we watch Japanese media. I think it's really funny because anytime after World War II that Japanese people are making like movies or art of any sort, it's always the bomb. The bomb is everywhere. Like you watch fucking like there's the big ones. There's like Akira, where it's like clearly that's the bomb. But like any movie I
don't know if I'd call Akira post World War II. I mean, obviously it is. But
yeah, like, obviously, but but like just for first thing that comes to mind, like any sort of Japanese media, whenever there's always some sort of widespread destruction, and there's always this moment of like, remember the bomb. And so every time that happens, it's just the bomb, the bomb, the bomb, the bomb. And this sort of lives in that, you know, like it really feels like post-war Japan sort of encapsulated, I guess.
Yeah. And then like, having watched it the second time after watching Children of Hiroshima and kind of knowing this guy a little bit better and what the themes he likes to explore, there's a lot of the lifestyle that these people are living is very much, how a lot of the homeless people in Hiroshima, lived after the bomb, like just on like the most basic
for sure. And I think that's definitely on purpose.
Yeah, that's absolutely on purpose. And then later on, and this is a spoiler for the only other thing that really happens in the movie, other than them dropping the water. And
she dropped that water. It was the best scene in the whole movie.
But yeah, the only other thing is that one of the kids gets really sick, and it's not disclosed what type of illness that he has. But the rapid way that he gets sick and dies really quickly, I'm pretty sure they're referencing radiation poisoning.
It's gotta be. But even if it isn't, it is evoking the imagery.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the ramshackle hut, and being slowly dying and not having any way to stop it. God, the scene with the dad going to the mainland to try to find a doctor, just running and running and running. It is it feels so futile. Yeah. Because the moment that kid gets sick, it's like, I know the tone of this movie. I know what's going to happen, but I'm dreading it.
Yeah, exactly. And it happens. This movie pulls no punches.
It really does not.
Regarded. And it's like really and it's not all doom and gloom, like you said, when they go to Onimichi and like they're going to the stores, or even when they're riding like the gondola and everything like that. Like, there's uplifting moments, and then there's like
moments of human expression.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is all, in my opinion, like a human expressionist movie, kind of like.
Exactly,
it's very much based on just the way that people are in their inflections and how they use that to sort of tell a story. And it's a type of storytelling that really appeals to me. I think that it's starting to maybe appeal to more people, because I think a lot of people are like, you can do that, you can make a movie with no dialogue. Yeah, you can, and you can make it really, really good. And so this was like one where if I were just to like, again, I don't really want to go too much into like the individual scenes. I mean, maybe I could if I had like a visual with this, but this is a podcast, so it's like,
exactly.
I mean, like I could go into like each individual inflection probably that the characters are.
But it's really something that it sucks, but it really is something you need to experience.
Yeah, but at the same time, I still do think that there's value of talking about it on the podcast because, one, just for promotion of it, and then secondly, I think that this is a very special movie. Like, even beyond
that's a great way to put
really great in and of its own right. Like, even by the standards of like really great movies from around that time, like this is something that stands out, both in terms of how good it is and just in terms of the way that it tells its story. Like, it's
absolutely and like I think what really gripped me about this is obviously the idea of a family working hard and being repaid for their efforts with like dry soil and crops that don't flourish and dead children is very much again, we've talked about the idea of the memories of Hiroshima and things like that, and that is very much there. But like, I think that this is to simplify it like that sort of is like, okay, this is talking about that, but it really, you could apply a lot. The fact that there's no dialogue means that you could apply a lot of these themes to like things now. Like, think about how like this whole movie again it's these two people and their kids, and they are consumed by the work that they do. It is like constantly every scene we see them in, they are working, even when they are enjoying themselves. It is a form of work.
Like catching a fish is still work, even though it's like playtime for them.
Exactly. Playtime is still work. And it is this draining, incredibly like demoralizing sort of loop of just like work and work and work, and it never ends. And it rings very true. Yeah. There are a lot of people who are stuck in that situation. I've been stuck in that situation. It is something that the older this movie gets, it gets more depressing. Yeah. The fact that like, we still haven't found anything else that works, apparently. Like, we can't figure out how to support each other in a way that, people don't have to die because they don't have the food or the resources to help themselves.
Yeah.
They have to break their backs and shorten their lives just to actually get somewhere. And it's really poignant in a way that current movies, I find it's a little bit too in your face. Like if a movie these days is like, work is demoralizing, it's like, yeah, everybody knows this. It's not, but the fact that this came out so long ago, and the fact that time has
even Paper Trail kind of went into a lot of these themes in a way.
Paper Trail did the same thing. That's a good fucking point.
Yeah.
It's like we're talking about two movies with no dialogue that were released fucking decades apart from each other, which have the same message at their core, which is, it's not even. That's the thing, is it doesn't even have a solution. Neither of them have a solution. Yeah, it's sort of holding a mirror and saying, this is the world you live in, where that chews people up and spits them out as worse versions of themselves, as broken versions of themselves. Like, we know, there is one burst of emotion in this movie, one moment where someone's allowed to feel outside of,
well, maybe two if you count the slap.
Yes, that's fair. But even I would say that the slap is even just enforcing that same role.
Yeah, that's
probably but when the mother cries at the end, it is a rejection of that, even just for a minute.
Yeah.
And then and it feels like a triumph, but then when she gets back up and continues her work, it is like it's understandable. Like, you can't just lay down and die. But is this life?
Yeah. Well, and then the husband kind of keeps going, and I do like that. There was kind of like a little bit of empathy in him at the end, like when he slapped him. I'm like, what a fucking asshole. But then, like,
he clearly had the father clearly has layers to carelessness is not permitted. Like, even though I wouldn't say it's carelessness, at that point she had been carrying fucking buckets upon buckets of water.
But by their standards of what carelessness would be.
Exactly, by their standards. But having their son die, even he can understand that a moment of weakness is fine.
Yeah.
Like, it is fun. Like, even like a hardened man like that can even understand that to shed tears, it isn't a weakness, it is natural.
Yeah.
And it's a really nice it really shows you a lot in the end about how this man was.
Yeah.
And it changes it. I guess for a lot of the movie he feels very strict and very stern, but he has a kindness to him that I think is very, very endearing. And that moment of letting her, like, not feeding into it, but just letting her, not saying anything, not stopping her, not helping her, just continuing the work. And I bet he would have continued that work as long as she needed.
Yeah, exactly.
It was, and I think in that moment she realizes that things will carry on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
that is probably my favorite part of the movie.
It is. It's where the most stuff happens, I would say. I guess thematically, and what a great fucking ending of a movie.
Yeah.
I've never turned around so quick on a movie. Then literally you just need to do one thing, and that's hook me. And this hooked me in such a way that I sort of absorbed all of its themes in sort of one moment. I was like, everything I'd watched before was completely recontextualized, and everything after was it just built upon that.
Because I do think, like, if you don't have faith in where the movie's going, you'll be like, for a lot of it. But like, if you kind of like do, and then again, the only reason I feel like I did maybe more than you is because it was so beautifully shot. It was so beautifully strung together. The score of the movie, like, it's still in my head. Like, it's just the most beautiful piece. It's the same composer who did Onibaba and Kuran Neko. Hikaru Hayashi. Yeah, Hikaru Hayashi did the score, and this was such, probably I'd say his best that I've heard from him. Yeah, I haven't seen all of his movies, obviously. I'm gonna have to watch more Kaneto Shindo movies just in general. I'm sure that he's scored more of those. Like, the thing is, Kaneto Shindo has directed like 40 or 50 movies.
Holy shit.
But he's written screenplays for like over 200.
Holy shit! So there's a lot to fucking go through.
He was originally a screen writer more than a director, but
he's an amazing director.
Yeah, he
has a gift for it.
And again, even looking at Onibaba and the other things I've seen from him, he's just got such a knack for the way that it's shot and the way that it's presented. It's such a beautiful piece. And actually, to kind of go into Kaneto Shindo and what he was going through when he made this movie. So he had a production company in Japan. He had like his own independent production company that he did with another Japanese director named Kozaburo Yoshimura.
Oh, that's a fucking cool name.
And then the actor Taji Tonoyama, who plays the husband in this movie, and he plays, he's in Onibaba, and he's in a bunch of the other movies that they're made. So they had a production company together called Kindai Iga Koyokai. Yeah, Kindai Iga Koyokai.
I'm proud of you. That was a hard one.
Yeah, and so the production company was not super duper successful. It was successful enough to sustain itself. Right. Where like they would make kind of a profit off of a movie, but then they would put the money into the next movie. There wasn't really a whole lot of spending money outside of like just the productions of the movies, and, that type of thing. But by the time that it reached the late 50s, the studio was really close to bankruptcy. Like it was going under. It looked like they were done, and so every last penny that they put into the Naked Island, and so, like I don't know if they thought it was going to like save the studio or not. It's kind of fun. Like imagine if they did. It's like, okay, we have enough money left to make one movie. How about a movie that takes place on a deserted island with no dialogue? Yeah. It's just like, that'll reach an audience.
That's another crazy thing is that Shindo. He's a screenwriter by trade, and this movie has no dialogue in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what would the script of this movie even look like?
It would probably be shorter than the script for Eraserhead, but it's like, and so, but this movie made its money back and then some, and so, like, it saved the studio, and they kept it going until, Kaneto Shindo's death in 2010, and, that's when it was so, like, and, the other two kept making their shit at the studio for that entire time too. So
it's a success story is what it is.
Yeah, exactly. So, and it's kind of funny because it's like, if you really think about the position that they were in when they made this, very little resources, I'm putting them exactly. Yeah, they're really like wishing they're in, for probably a disastrous outcome, and it mirrors kind of the story of the Naked Island where they're like, it's
the best pieces of art. I really don't think that's even like purposeful, but the best pieces of art reflect the mindset of the person making it.
Yeah, exactly. Like even if it wasn't purposeful in the same sense that like the references to World War II were purposeful, but like, you can definitely see the mindset they were in when they made this. For sure. And it made for a great, great piece of art.
It was That's an amazing thing to learn. Yeah. Oh my god, that's
and again the reason they shot it in the black and white was a budgetary reason. It was not a choice. That was a budgetary reason, and again, wouldn't have had it any other way. Like I would have.
I tell you, man. like.
Well, actually, I don't necessarily know if they would have done it in color if they could have, but they couldn't have. Like there was no option.
It wasn't an option. Yeah.
So, but and. So this is actually a huge success story
for sure
for the studio. And not only that, there was one other thing that this movie saved, and it wasn't just the studio, it was one of the studio's founders.
Wow.
Because that was Taji Tonoyama, the guy who plays the husband in this movie, at the time was suffering from severe alcoholism to the point where like his liver was like shriveled up, like he was close to death. Like it was bad. And then when they made this movie, they were on a deserted island. They didn't have access to alcohol. And it was because of the production that he was able to kick his habit, because he was just in the...
And you got to imagine that contributes to a performance.
Yeah.
Like, imagine feeling so desperate on and off set.
Yeah.
You know? Like, oh, talk about fucking method acting.
Yeah.
Fucking Daniel Day-Lewis eat your heart out. Daniel Day-Lewis never kicked alcoholism and saved his own life. Like, holy crap. That is nuts.
Yeah. And so Taiji Tonoyama, he passed away in 1989. But what's interesting is in the year 2000, Kaneto Shindo made a biopic about him.
Oh, really?
As in the studio. It's called By Player, and it goes into a lot of his experiences on the different sets and stuff, and his alcoholism and stuff like that. And again, I haven't seen this movie, but there's a part where they go to the naked island, and
cool.
they go, and it's a different actor playing him in the movie, but Kaneto Shindo is actually playing himself as the director of the movie that he's directing in the context of the story, while at the same time he's making a biopic about the actor being in that movie that he directed. And so,
Holy
and again,
shit.
that wasn't even the only one, but The Naked Island, the production of it was a huge part of Tonoyama's story, because that is when he kicked his alcoholism and all that stuff. And
right.
I think it goes into like Onibaba a little bit too. But yeah, I really want to see By Player, because that just sounds like such a meta, surreal experience. And the fact that it's hard to wrap my head around like that type of a concept, but it sounds really cool.
I'd love to see it play out.
And so again, I'm gonna have to watch a whole lot more Kaneto Shindo movies.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, like just hearing about these other ones just makes me so excited for it. So it's just
it's great when something can make you excited about film.
Yeah.
Like it's easy to be like intrigued or interested, but when you're excited, that's a whole other thing.
Yeah, exactly. And again, I think this is going to be a case kind of like Obayashi, where his name's going to bubble up in Western markets a lot more in these next few
years.
And, set your stocks in Kaneto Shindo movies.
Invest. Buy.
Yeah. And, it's... apparently this even got nominated for BAFTA for, like, best... movie from anywhere or whatever. I don't know. I don't watch the BAFTAs. I don't watch any American award shows, much less.
I thought the BAFTAs were British. I might be.
I'm saying like I don't watch American ones, much less the British ones.
Oh yeah, there you go.
But it was also pretty popular in France. And I can kind of see that, because there is a little bit of French New Wave and like the way that they were doing this. Like you can see a little bit of Francois Truffaut and all that type of stuff that was going on. There's a lot of cinematography that's very reminiscent of that. Yeah. Actually, have you ever heard of a movie that came out a few years ago called Embrace the Serpent?
Vaguely.
Yeah, it was about...
the name rings a bell.
Yeah, it was about these two American scientists that went into the Amazon, and they were like searching around for something for like 40 years, and like a lot of the imagery in this movie really was evocative of that type of thing that I saw in Embrace the Serpent. That's a really cool, underrated movie that's worth checking out too.
Cool.
I would recommend that. But yeah, so like this movie, for as underrated as it is, it was successful enough to save a studio and save one of the founders of said studio, and it's still being talked about. Other than his other two big ones that people know about, this is probably the most well-known movie from Kaneto Shindo that exists in the Western market, or in probably the Japanese markets. Yeah.
Wow, what a crazy fucking story, though. That's crazy.
Yeah. Again, I'm excited to see more. Like all four movies I've seen from Kaneto Shindo have been awesome. Children of Hiroshima was like his third movie or his second movie, so it's a little bit less refined than some of his other stuff, but it's still such a powerful narrative. He had definitely at least mastered script writing from that point. And then you see like the stuff that he's done like post that, like it's just so beautifully shot and everything like that too. So yeah, this is might be a new favorite of mine coming in. Like I need to check more.
The Shindo archives coming out soon.
It better be. Yeah, like Criterion really owes it to themselves to
give yourself a gift of like money.
Yeah. Yeah. and you'll be spreading some like great art too.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This is actually a good analogy. Is like when I was talking about the shadows and the continuity of it. I wrote down that the characters kind of remind me of sundials in their own way.
Shit.
Like, and there is kind of like a truth to that, because the way that their shadow is, and it is like you can tell the time of day and everything if you're really looking closely. And I bet somebody who's like more attuned to like that type of thing, because I do know people that like analyze photos and stuff like that. They look at like shadow consistency to see like what time of day it is. I would really implore somebody like that to watch this movie and see how well it is, because it seemed pretty seamless to me.
There's an authenticity that you don't see in films a whole lot.
And a lot of these notes are just like be pointing out like the amazing scenes, like when in the beginning when the sun's rising over the water and they're in the boat. And it's like that's an amazing shot. And this is another thing too with like a lot of screenwriters, having gone through screenwriting school, something they tell you is like, don't set a scene at dawn. You're gonna run out of time. You're gonna run out of you're gonna be really pissed. And this guy really took the risk in setting a lot of scenes at specific times of the day. And it really pulled off. He pulled it off, and
he uses time super well. It really feels like the time again, like considering how little technically is happening.
Yeah,
it makes you feel each individual second of each action that these characters are taking. It's really palpable.
Yeah, exactly. And let's see. Oh yeah, I talked about the score, but also just like the sound design, like with the waves like hitting like you really feel like you're in the island. Like, it's very immersive. Even just like
feet crunching in the dirt.
Yeah,
like the sloshing of water, and like it's when you don't have dialogue, you gotta focus on these little micro. That's another thing I like about Kiyoshi Kurosawa is his use of sound is so incredibly good.
Especially in Chime. I was noticing that a lot.
Especially in Chime. I loved the ending of Chime.
Yeah.
And the use of sound and music is great here as well. It's understated, but when you're paying attention to it, it's like, oh wow, this is doing like a lot of heavy lifting.
Oh yeah, like the way that the movie's structured in terms of it like having like a really intense climax at the end kind of reminded me of like My Neighbor Totoro or like Kiki a little bit. The way that it was kind of like just a vibe movie for most of it, and then there's like this conflict at the end that they have to deal with. It's kind of like if you believe the theory of My Neighbor Totoro, which is that Totoro is like the god of death. Right, maybe that's kind of closer to what The Naked Island is presenting. So,
wow.
But yeah, really highly recommend The Naked Island. It's probably one of my favorite movies at this point. Having watched it a second time, it was an easy 10 out of 10 for me. Yeah, I would. I'm very much a glazer of this movie. So,
I can tell why. I enjoyed it a lot, and thanks for recommending it. I would have never checked this out otherwise.
Oh yeah, well I assume that's probably true of most black and white Japanese movies.
Yeah, exactly. but whenever I watch them, they're great. Thankfully, I got you. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So,
that's The Naked Island. So, I guess it's that time again, huh?
It's that time,
and it's my turn this time.
I guess so.
So, I want to preface this by saying we've been doing this for a little while, and part of me, I'm a very to be vulnerable for a moment. I'm a very what's the word? I'm trying to come up with a word, and I'm going to cut this all out.
Take your time.
I'm a very sensitive person, I guess. I'm very sensitive to what people think of me. And I a lot of my recommendations, like a lot of the time I just want to watch movies that I like, but a lot of the time it's like I'm trying to impress somebody, and I don't know why.
the last person in the world that anybody needs to impress.
Exactly. What am I trying to impress you? And am I trying to impress someone that I'm posting this, that's going to watch this on YouTube or listen to this on Spotify? I don't know.
We're doing this for you, Eddie. You're finally home. This is all so Nathan likes you.
It's just
this
for
podcast,
you.
the Unrealistic Elephant Podcast, is just so you're finally home likes Nathan. That's the only reason that we started this.
That's right. That's absolutely right. So I decided I've
Eddie on again too, actually.
Oh my God, Eddie, come on! We're gonna reach out to Eddie and get him on as soon as possible. Yeah. So I decided, fuck it. I'm going to choose a movie that is going to leave me vulnerable and sort of... I don't believe in guilty pleasure movies. I think that some movies kick ass, and they kick ass to me. So I wanted to choose a movie that I thought...
for the Lord.
That I love a lot. But I chose the movie that I love the most, that has the lowest Rotten Tomatoes score I could find. Okay. And this is not. I am not. We've been doing this a lot. I'm not doing another bad movie. This isn't Showgirls.
I can tell it's not a spite. Kind of thing.
It is a movie that I legitimately love, and I specifically thought Ian probably would have to fight a little bit to like this one. Okay. So I'm gonna try to challenge your preconceptions. So the movie I'm choosing for next month is a movie from 2017. Okay. It is a movie starring Huge Jacked Man. And it is The Greatest Showman. It is the musical of P.T. Barnum. It is. I don't want to spoil too much, but I've seen this movie I think 5 or 6 times now since I saw it the first time. It is like at first it's. You know what? I was going to get in. I immediately started trying to explain myself. Okay. I'm not going to explain myself. You guys can watch the movie.
Let's see how great The Greatest Showman is.
It's the greatest show. This is the greatest show. Hey, we're gonna love it. We're gonna have a great time. Great. We're gonna sing along.
I've never seen it, so
me and Ian are gonna release a sing along album to come with the. We're not doing that. No. But yeah,
we didn't do that for Oogie Loves. We're not doing it for the.
You guys will never see Oogie Loves ever. It'll be fucking lost forever. Anyway. And so that's what we're going to be doing next month. Check out The Greatest Showman, starring Huge Jacked Man and
was it a remake of something, or am I thinking of something else?
You're thinking of something else. This is a Huge Jacked Man original.
Really, it's not even like a Broadway adaptation, or anything?
I don't think so. No, I think this was a passion project from him and a couple of other like writers and producers.
Okay,
but yeah,
I get to see something from. Hugh Jackman really wanted to put out.
Yeah, he definitely did. So, but yeah, it's I'm looking forward to it, and I'm not scared. I'm not scared of what other people think of me.
Oh wait, there was a musical that came out after the fact.
Okay, so there was a musical that came out after the movie, but the movie came first.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
All
right. Well, thanks so much, guys, for tuning in to another episode of the Unrealistic Elephant Podcast. And yeah, we will see you next month with the Greatest Showman. Get ready to get your peanuts and your tickets to the circus, and let's go.
Here we go. Mr. Kite.
Yep, we're going.
A show tonight at trampolines. Anyway.
I'm going to the circus.
All right. We went to the circus.
This is the greatest show coming